Hey guys, welcome to the business of art. So, oh, there we are. All right. This is kind of exciting. I feel like I'm off to the side. I need to go this way or this way? This way. Hey, Mary. So this is a total trial, okay? This is like giving an online interactive seminar. I'm a little, actually very nervous. I don't even know how this is, so let's hope for the best. Yay, I'm glad so many people could make it. Okay, good. Basically, I just figured I would walk through basically kind of my goal planning that I do every year, and I do a lot more in advance than just a year as well. But yeah, I thought maybe it could help some of you. Because what I learned is basically there's a difference between a dream and a goal. So a dream is just something you would like, but you're not actively doing anything to get there. And then you have a goal, which is something you're actively working to achieve. In my mind, that's the difference. So my sister-in-law wants to learn to fly airplanes, but she's not actively doing anything to actually learn that. So at this point, it would be a dream, not necessarily a goal. Now, it doesn't, a goal could be something you're working on doing in 30 years. You know, it doesn't have to be like you're working on doing it tomorrow. But in this case, as we're all working on making a business out of our art, and some of you working on replacing your job with that and making it into a full-time income, yeah, right, or a wish. You can have a wish. Then I thought we would actually break it down into actual doable actions to help us get closer to our goals. Hey, Dennis from Kansas. Yeah, so like, I'm going to win the lottery someday. That would be a dream or a wish. And I'm never going to get there because, well, I don't buy lottery tickets. So it'd be really hard to get to that dream or wish, right? Okay, so first of all, you have different areas of your life, of course. You have yourself, so your body, your physical, you know, like your health, all of that stuff. Then you have, of course, your family, and then you have your company, your business, etc. You know, your like work, right? And then of course you have your community, and you know, your neighbors and all that, right? So you have all kinds of different areas of your life, and of course you can have goals for each one. I tend to break it down by each area of my life as to what my goals are for that area, you know. So I definitely want to get healthier this year. I want to lose weight. So let's say I wanted to, let's just start with that because that's an easy one, and that's one that a lot of people have a goal of. So let's say to lose 30 pounds this year and be healthy. Okay? So I'm not just trying to get skinny. I want to be healthy. I want to have lots of energy, right? So I would write that down as a goal. Probably more so to be healthy. And then I'd break that down into sub goals. So let's say actually the goal would probably be more to be healthy. So a sub goal to that would be to lose 30 pounds, right? Yep, be stronger in all the ways. Hello, Artistic Intentions, everybody. Okay. We're going to do this with art specifically. I just want to break down kind of a, I know, right? Uh-oh. Are we buffering? Nope. Okay, good. Yeah. So then I'm going to have some policies that I'm going to have to make stick in my life. Like go to bed earlier, right? And yes, cut down on coffee, right? But policies are more like in general. They're not like targets and steps that you would do. They're more just like general keeping your discipline in, really, you know, like. And then I would write that down into a plan. So a plan. Hey, Clara. A plan is to regularly exercise and eat healthy and get enough sleep. Okay? Eating less peanut butter, yeah. So now that's a good plan, right? But are those like easily doable steps? They may or may not be. At this, get enough sleep. Well, I want to break that down a little bit more, right? So now I'm going to go into a program here. So to get enough sleep, I'm going to be in bed by 10 p.m. Yep. And then asleep by 11. Yeah, I said the E word. So that would enable me to get up at 7 and have enough time to do a 30-minute walk. Because as it is, I go to sleep at like 1 a.m. and then I get up at 8:30 and then I rush my kid to school, etc. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, this is all just an example. What are you for? I don't know. Watching TV, playing on my tablet, whatever. You know, doing social media. It's unreal for me to just get into bed and go right to sleep. It just doesn't happen. But I get your joke, actually. Sorry, a little slow. No, I'm working. Working or watching a movie. I blame Mary. I'm pretty sure Mary's joke broke it. Okay. So now at this stage, these are very doable actions, right? Hey, Angie. So I could just go ahead and get started with that, and that would be good. Now, let's say I couldn't do these and they needed to be broken down even further, then I could do that. You know what I mean? So at this point, I don't need to break it down any further. I can do all of those actions. I can be in bed by 10. I can be asleep by 11, up at 7, and do a 30-minute walk, okay? And then I would break down the next thing. So I want to eat healthier, right? And I'm going to break that down. Okay. So that's kind of the first part of that. Yeah. Because sometimes, so let's say be in bed by 11 or be in bed by 10. Let's say I needed to break that down even further for whatever reason. Like, what do I actually need to do to get in bed by 10? So I could I could break that down into further into a project. Let's say, so to be in bed by 10, I have to stop work at 9:30, you know, brush teeth, put on PJs, etc., etc. You know what I mean? Like, you break it down as much as you need to until you go, I can do that. And then you go do it. You don't keep breaking it down for forever. You just break it down to the point where you go, I can do that. All right. There you go, Margaret. Yeah. So let's go ahead with an art goal here. I wanted to start with a goal that like everybody could kind of have some reality with, probably. At least a lot of people. A lot of people have the goal to get healthier in different ways, whether that be to, you know, be more active or eat healthier, whatever. That's a pretty common goal. All right. This year, I think a realistic goal for my art, let's see, which one do I want to take? I'm going to take my YouTube, okay? I would like to get to 500,000 subscribers, okay? So, and I think that's fairly realistic. It would take a lot of work. This is a little difficult because I actually typed this all out. So I broke that down, right, into some targets and some actions. So doing daily videos, that's 365 videos this year. Now, I did miss one already on January 1st, but then I made it up with 2 on January 2nd. So that's good. Maintaining, there you go. Yeah, maintaining my weekly live videos. Exactly, Carrie. All right, so daily videos. weekly live videos. And these are like my breakdown targets. You know, you have to have your goal and then your more general. This is all a breakdown of something even bigger, right? You know, like if I want to say earn $1 million a year, well, part of that would be getting up to 500 subscribers this year, would be right along to that target. You know what I mean? That's a bigger goal. So 500 subscribers in itself isn't really like a goal. It doesn't get me anywhere specifically in life. It'd be like, why do I want 500,000 subscribers? Well, it's really the income that I want from it to allow me and my family to achieve our other goals, right? So it's a breakdown of a bigger goal. And then the plan, right? All right, I need to take a break. Not take a break, I need to take a breath. I'm getting too nervous for some reason. Anyways. And guys, let me know if you have any questions as you go along. Margaret, I don't know if your cat watching is a subscriber or not. But yeah. All right, and then part of my targets too are to increase my collabs a lot. So I want to do a lot of collaborations this year. And as part of that, I actually listed out everyone that I would like to do a collaboration with. Now, am I actually going to do that or not? I don't know. That would need to be broken down a little bit even further as to how to get those people to do collaborations with me. So let's take doing a collaboration with, say, with Clara. Let's say Jenna Marbles, okay? So I would have to break down that into more of a project as to what that would take, because just saying do a collab with Jenna Marbles is not going to get me anywhere. That's not a target I can go do. So I'd have to break that down more into a project, which would be like find her email, email her, right? See if I can find a manager or blah blah blah, contact that person, you know what I mean? So I'd have to have a whole breakdown of that until I got to the point where I go, oh, I can do that, good, now I have actions that I can do. Yes, Starstyle77. It is info@thepainterinYou.com. You can always send any questions there whatsoever. You can also always message me on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. I try my best to get back to everyone promptly. All right, so at this point, I now have some targets that I can get to, okay? Now, some other important things are statistics, because you want to have a way to measure your production. So how do you know that you're doing better now than last week? Or this month versus last month, or this year versus last year, okay? Yeah, Carrie, absolutely. For Mixed Media Girl, I do sort of wing it sometimes, but for the Business of Art, I actually have an entire week-to-week breakdown of what videos that I'm going to be doing, which really, really helps actually, and it helps me stay on track. You know what I mean? Margaret, yes, he can email me. Okay, so statistics are very important, and YouTube specifically has statistics, but let's say you're doing this for art sales. There's going to be other statistics. It would probably generally be income is a good statistic, and actual sales. Now, if you're on YouTube, it would be subscribers and views would be the two, besides income and income, would be those would be the three statistics that I would focus on, okay? And you can actually look at graphs, etc. And then another really important thing is your product. Now, a product is not just something that you make, like a painting, but it's something that can actually be sold or exchanged with somebody else. So as Mixed Media Girl, I have multiple products. I have my videos, which people don't pay me money for, but YouTube pays me money for, and then people exchange with me in views, comments, likes, shares, etc. Right? So that's one of my products. And then I have my paintings. My paintings are another product, and those I exchange for money only. Sometimes other favors. Or whatever, you know, sometimes I exchange it for another painting. That would be still a product. And then I have merchandise, etc. So I have my products, videos, paintings, and merch. Yeah. So long story short, if you kind of work that whole list over, so we have your goals, and then your sub goals, which I call purposes. You've got your policies, your plans, your programs, your projects, and those are all just breakdowns of breakdowns of breakdowns, right? And then you can break that down even further if needed. Let's say you had juniors and they needed to do some of those steps. Like let's say I had someone that shipped paintings for me. So I might have some targets for them. And then you have your statistics and you have your products. So if you can kind of work that whole list up and down, right? You can actually get to your goal. And you don't stop working on that until you actually have a doable plan step by step to get to your goal. So let's go ahead and go. I'm going to go over another one that I really broke down here. All right, now I don't price my paintings very high. I'd say it's probably an average of $50 each because I sell some little ones that are only like $20, and then I sell bigger ones that are $100, right? So for this one, I've broke it down to, I want to have an additional $10,000 in painting sales this year, which would be about 200 paintings, okay? And that's at an average of $50. Now, I already have about 150 paintings currently I could sell. So that really only means I would have to create another 50 paintings this year, which would be easy, but then I'd have none to sell next year. So I have to create more than that. All right, so my targets for that would be to paint daily. Twice this year, I want to increase my prices by 10%. So I haven't decided when exactly. I'm going to have to see how the market's doing, but probably around March and August. I'm putting in a new target for me to photograph and upload paintings every Friday and put them up for sale on Etsy, because part of my downfall is that I never put my paintings up for sale. So it's really hard to sell them when you don't tell people that they're up for sale. Good to know artistic intentions. All right, and then another thing would be keeping track of all the sale dates for the year, like what would be good sale dates. So there's Valentine's Day coming up. There's Mother's Day. There's the 4th of July, depending on what country you're in, obviously. Then you can have like a fall or autumn sale or Halloween. And then, of course, Christmas is a huge one. So if you have those kind of in mind ahead, I know, not putting them up for sale. Yeah. And then, okay, so I want to share my store once a month on all social media and during sales. And then I need to also, one of the things I want to do is start adding a thank you note to the orders and business cards. I think that will help increase return customers, right? And then I'm going to train Ralph and Johnny to ship my paintings for me so that when I'm out of town, it's not an issue. They can package them up and ship them for me. And then I want to do 2 self-hosted art shows this year, one in the summer, one in the winter. Some of my policies are going to be keep to my photographing and uploading schedule. Don't slack up on that. And then only put up paintings for sale that I'm 100% happy with. Nothing I'm halfway done, you know. And then always pack properly all paintings and ship them promptly. Okay. Do you make better sales on Etsy or your Facebook? Right now on Etsy, because that's where I concentrate on, honestly. I haven't even I've been doing a lot less on Facebook nowadays. So yeah, it's just easier because Etsy processes the payment and everything. So that takes out a whole step for me of having to send them an invoice and whatnot. You know what I mean? Yes, and I'm recruiting help. Another goal on Mixed Media Girl channel actually this year is to get a videographer. I want to actually have someone that can record my videos, edit them, and post them for me, because that would take out 90% of my thing. Yes, the fees are really high, but you have to determine for yourself what's more important to you. For me, my time is more important right now than those fees. You know what I mean? It's funny because at this point, YouTube is my primary income. So selling art is actually kind of a side gig. I know, it's right. It's changed because selling art used to be my primary source of income. And so it's kind of switched around. I understand, Angie. So it's up to you. You know, whatever works for you. I'm just telling you what I do. If you want to focus on selling on Facebook, that's totally valid. And I did that for many, many, many years. I don't know if you guys know, but I actually only started on Etsy I made my first sale in February this year, ever, on Etsy. So the Etsy is a newer thing for me. You know what I mean? Yes, Tina, you can come stay with me and do my videography. Yeah, so I just started in February and I made over 100 sales last year, so that was awesome. So it's working for me. So I'm gonna keep that up until it's no longer working for me. Yeah, no, I haven't. I actually started the Etsy store. Like if you look on my Etsy store, it'll say started in 2014, but I never put anything up on there and I never sold anything until February last year. And I only did that because people started asking, like demanding to buy my paintings. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll go put them up. I do want to share a win with you guys. It's a little like we don't really talk about money so much, right? And how much do you make? And how much do you spend? And blah, blah, blah. But I think for anyone that is going the YouTube route, it's really important to actually know the facts of how you can really do on there. But I made over $30,000 on YouTube last year in 2018. Over $30,000. I'm not going to say exactly how much, but I'm just going to say more than that. So that is a full-time income for most people. And that's doing something, A, that I love, and B, really for a few hours a week. And then I made the additional money from art sales, from painting sales, and then additional money from merchandise sales, and then additional money from book sales, etc., etc., etc. So it's there's a lot going on, and a lot of different sources of income, which I always think is good too, because then you don't really have to worry if something goes down a little bit. You have money coming in from all other directions. And because you guys are awesome and you're here, I'm going to tell you another little secret. I just got a book deal, like from an actual publisher with like, you know, legit advanced royalties and whatnot. Yeah, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So that is also really exciting. I'm not doing that as like a source of income particularly, but it will be a lot of fun. And it's one of my life goals was to be a published author. And self-publishing was great, but it wasn't as exciting. It didn't quite feel like I was there yet. So now this will be like that goal off the list. Yep. And I also want to release an album this year. That's insane. And I don't know. I'm still really shy on that, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, so how are you guys doing on this whole goal planning? Yeah, there you go. that could be royalties for the rest of my life, which is really exciting. Do you guys have any specific questions on how to break that down? How long have you been on YouTube? About a year and a half, a little over a year and a half actually. May 28th of 2017 was my first video. So it took me a few months to monetize, and then it took me about 7 months until I was making, like, replacing my income from it. Now, mind you, I work crazy hard. Like, I work super, super, super hard. You know what I mean? How do you edit your videos? Sorry, I did see that earlier, but woo! I record things on my phone, and I do almost no editing. So I showed in a video on Mixed Video Girl, I showed my whole setup earlier. But basically, I place my phone down, I press record, and the key way that I edit is I just pause where I need to. I don't let it keep playing so that I have to cut it out later. I just say, okay, we're going to let this cup sit here for a minute, and then we'll be back, and then I press pause. And then when it's time to come back, I unpause, and then at the end of the video, I stop it. So that is 99% of my videos. I have no editing. And then the ones that I do need to edit, I have 2 programs on my phone, 2 apps that I use. One is Viva Video, and the other one is Action Pro, I think it is. I'll get it later. I'll put it into comments, but or in the description later. I've said it in a previous video, but I'm Action Director. Action Director. But that is only available on a Android. Viva Video is available on both. And then very rarely I edit videos on my computer with iMovie. I only say very rarely because I've been doing photography and videography for so long that my computer is so full that it's like the slowest thing on planet Earth. So editing videos on there is like pulling teeth. Like, it's so painful. That's why I do everything on my phone. Although someday I'll get a fancy schmancy computer with all kinds of storage and RAM or whatever the terms are. And then I'll probably do editing on my computer. But for now, I'm always on the go, so doing it on my phone is just super easy. And it's been working, obviously, you know. I've gotten, like 170 some odd thousand subscribers doing editing on my phone, basically. So yeah, and if I get a videographer, they can worry about it. They can have the fancy schmancy computer and do all the editing. That's like my goal, my dream, because I would like to do better editing. So but right now I do the best I can, and I think that's better than burning yourself out, you know what I mean? Or like, I have friends that have started YouTube channels, and they spend days and days editing their videos, and they can only keep that up for so long, and then they get busy with life or whatever. It's too much, you know what I mean? So yeah, what program would be good to use to edit by computer, laptop, aside from your phone? Well, it depends on what computer you have. So I use iMovie on my laptop, but it's a Mac. So on a PC, I think, I mean, I like Action Director, which is available on a PC. So maybe check that out, the non-app version. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell you if it costs anything. Oh, there you go, Sony Vegas. Is that an editing program? I hope. Yeah. So, cool. Okay. Wow. And the shortcut. Okay, that's a good one. And I think I talk really fast because this went a lot faster than I wanted to. Let's do this. Does anyone have a goal that they would like some help breaking down? So a goal, mind you, is a more long range target, not like a tomorrow target. but we can try this. You know what I mean? If anyone has a goal that they feel like they might need some help breaking down, I'm definitely willing to give that a go. Going once, going twice. I feel so official with a notepad. Need more subscribers. Okay, good. Time management. Okay, that's a good one. Getting channel monetized. Okay. All right, so let's break down getting more subscribers, which is part of getting a channel monetized. For one thing, I would concentrate more on views and watch time versus subscribers, because that's actually where you're going to make the money. And if people are watching your videos, you're going to by default get subscribers automatically. However, you could get 1 million subscribers and have like no views. So it is more important to concentrate on views actually. So for that, I would set a target of posting videos every so often. So if you can do every day, that's the best, but that's a lot. And I can't do that on 2 channels. So on the Business of Art, I do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, okay? Which is a really good amount. And I found that to be kind of the magic number actually. Because when I was doing 1 or 2 a week, I was growing so much slower. The second I started doing 3 a week, boom, just like straight up in vertical statistics, which I will show you guys in an upcoming video. It's amazing. So if you can, 3 a week will grow your channel really, really fast. Otherwise, do what you can do. You know what I mean? 1 or 2, do what you can do, and that's fine. More views, more interesting content? Not necessarily. Now here's the thing too, it's a little difficult to say kind of like what kind of content to do, because there's an audience for everything. I mean, there's an audience for channels where people just fall down. You know what I mean? There's an audience for channels where people pop pimples. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's an audience for everything. So it's really hard to say in terms of the content. For me personally, I like to make my content fast and to the point. You know what I mean? I know, right? So like my goal generally is to keep my videos around 5 minutes. I don't like to have any pauses and whatnot. So I try to go as fast as possible, and I try to get to the point. And so I don't speak like super duper duper fast, but I also don't talk slowly. And I'm not like, we're going to be here for the next 30 minutes. You know what I mean? So for me, I do that. I keep videos under 5 minutes, or not under 5 minutes. Let's say around 5 minutes. And keep them fast paced. Okay. So those are kind of general. Those might be even policies right there. Okay. Yeah. Attention spans are really short. You got to kind of get them like boom. Okay. So then there are titles and descriptions. Okay. So you need to have very descriptive titles and descriptions. And for descriptions, the first basically 2 to 3 sentences are the most important. So you want to break down your title into, you wouldn't just say acrylic pouring video. You know, it'd be more like acrylic pour tree ring with warm summer colors would be a good description, or a good title. And then the description, the first 2 or 3 sentences would have to have those same keywords, like tree ring, acrylic pour, etc. If you're doing a photography video, if you're a photographer, you know, it'd be like how to photograph in low light indoors would be an excellent video. Oh my gosh, I would watch that. You know what I mean? But those are amazing keywords. Photograph, low light indoors, how to. Great, you know what I mean? And then yes, thumbnails. Your thumbnails have to be appealing. They can't be blurry or like confusing. They have to be appealing in some way. It could be appealing in the way of what's that? Let me click on it so I can see, but that could annoy people if it's like kind of like false advertising, you know. But if you have a beautiful painting or I find honestly the best ones are the ones that are like halfway through the process. So where it's like people want to see what it is at the end. They don't get the full picture. But sometimes the end photo can be just as amazing. So if you look at other successful channels and what they're doing. Look at Stone Coat, okay? They have amazing thumbnails. Now, mind you, they have a videographer and they have a person that does all of that work for them, okay? But look at their thumbnails. Their thumbnails are perfect. If you can replicate those as much as possible, it would be amazing. You know what I mean? It would be very good for your channel. Angie, what was your question? I'm sorry. Oh, what's a thumbnail? A thumbnail is the picture, the little picture that shows above the video description or title. Sorry, that shows above the title that people click on to watch your video. That's the thumbnail. And usually if you just let YouTube do it, then YouTube pulls a picture out of your video, but you can make your own thumbnails. And we're going to do a video on that. I'm going to write that down, right? People have asked me for that. Video on thumbnails. Okay. So we went over title, description, thumbnails, okay? So your program target would be to make all of those better, and then you're going to write a project, right, to beef all of those up, which would include, say, researching other successful YouTubers. Okay. Good. So we have that. And then now we go to your topics of your videos. Okay. And this is all just breaking it down further and further and further. Oh my gosh. Yes, you can change your thumbnails. You can make your thumbnails into anything that you want. You can add words. You can do whatever you want. The description in the description box or the tag keywords box? That's a very good question. The description box specifically. The tag or keywords box is actually not very important. You should still fill it in, but the order of importance dropped down way, way far from what it used to be. So it's not nearly as important as the actual description box. The description would be what your video is about. And yes, Carrie Ann, you can change your thumbnails at any time, though it is best to do them during upload. But yeah, you can change it over anytime. Can you go over the tools regarding figuring out which search terms are the most popular? Let me see. I'm going to write that down because I don't want to lose my train of thought here. Okay, well, let's go over the video topics, which is kind of what you're talking about, and that can actually be included in there. So what I recommend doing is, one of the things I love to do that's so successful is go and look at my most popular videos and replicate them, basically. If you go into your studio, your creator studio, you pull up all your videos and you sort by the most viewed, hopefully you have at least one video that has thousands, or if you're lucky, millions of views, okay? But either way, take your most popular video. There's some reason that that was your most popular video. So I replicated as much as humanly possible in terms of thumbnail, title, description, etc. And then post another video and I link them up. So that has been extremely successful for me. Hundreds is fine too, okay? Let me give you an example. 1 second. It's 6 seconds long. You have a video that's 6 seconds long? That's impressive. Okay. Hopefully I didn't just break my internet. Dagnammit. My computer's so slow. Alright, this is not gonna work. Okay, because my computer is just too slow. But okay, so I have acrylic pouring on a vase. So if any of you are acrylic pour artists, I recommend doing a video titled Acrylic Pour on a Vase. Even better, acrylic pour tree ring on a vase. That is almost 100% guaranteed. Let's say it's 98% guaranteed to get you a decent amount of views. That is providing you also have a good thumbnail and whatnot, you know? Hey, Bettina. So I have every single video I've ever posted that's acrylic pour on a vase. I'm giving you guys all my secrets. I hope you're taking notes. Have gotten tons and tons of views. And I mean like above 50,000 or 100,000, like each one practically. And once again, I have no idea why it's so popular, but for whatever reason, that really worked, okay? Acrylic pour is like a top search term. Acrylic pour tree ring on a vase, okay? So I recommend all of you do a video. And tree ring as 2 words, I do it as 2 words. It may be 1 word, I don't know. But that has never failed to get me tons of views. That specific one is the only one that I found that's been no fail. There's also acrylic pour on a colander, or through a colander, acrylic pour through a colander, which is my top video. It's got almost 5 million views. So on this subject here is, first of all, look at your most popular video and replicate it the best possible, okay? 2, look at other YouTubers in your niche and look at their most popular videos and replicate them the best that you can. Without copying, of course. You know what I mean? Don't like steal ideas and whatnot. But link it up, okay? And then 3 is to look at trending topics on YouTube and see if you can do a video that relates to that, okay? That could be, let's say, I don't know. I'm not very good at this personally. I just stick to those first 2. I just want to give you more options though. But let's say Jake Paul, who's a very popular YouTuber, gets a new skateboard and it's got a design, you know. You could do a video of an acrylic pour proposal for a skateboard for Jake Paul. Let's just say, okay? I'm not like hip and up with the young YouTubers and whatnot. But that would be an example. Or doing things around holidays, because at Christmas ornaments are highly searched. DIY Christmas anything. So hence my acrylic pour on Christmas ornaments videos do so well. All right, so that's your 3rd tip on that. And then 4th would be researching trending keywords. Now that's a little more work. And let me see if I can get my computer to cooperate. Yeah, Nightstone art, I completely understand that. Young YouTubers. I'm not that young. Physically, I'm young, but mentally, I'm very old. Okay, hold on 1 second, everybody. I'm just going to look for a link real quick that I, for some reason, can never find. It's a great tool. So there's, if you do Google keyword tool, if you search that, Google has a keyword tool where you can search the trending, you can search words to see how much it's being searched in present time. But there's also another tool which I just found out about, which is a comparison tool. It's really awesome. So let's say you wanted to know if you should use acrylic pour or pour painting, or if you should use mixed media painting, or I don't know, something similar. What would be the better keyword? This other tool that I'm going to attempt to get for you is a it's a comparison tool, which is just amazing. All right, 1 second. Thank you for your patience. Okay. I went over it, I think, in the last live video. I don't know why I can never remember it. Video. Almost there. My computer's actually cooperating. There it is. And guys, yeah, in the last live video, I went over a lot of this in detail as well on YouTube specifically. Okay, there it is. It's trends. Trends.google.com. And that's a great tool for comparing keywords. to see which one would be better to use. Yeah, my second's up. Here you go. I'm gonna put it here, and then I'm gonna add the description. Okay. There we go. All right. I think someone asked a question. Okay. You've been worried about copying successful creators and need to find your own brand. How did you find your brand? My brand found me. To be perfectly honest, I at heart am a mixed media artist. I love all mediums and I love to put them all together and do some crazy stuffs. Okay. So that's what my channel started out as. If you look at my first 5 or whatever 6 videos, they're all mixed media videos, because I didn't necessarily think that this was going to be a career. I didn't start a YouTube channel with that in mind. I just know I really like art videos, so maybe I'll make one myself. Okay. And then literally I found the function on my phone, the time-lapse function on my phone, and I was like, oh my goodness, I never noticed that it was there. So then I had to immediately go make a time-lapse video because I thought they were the coolest thing since sliced bread. Okay. And so I went and made a time-lapse video, and then I was like, well, now what? And I put it up on YouTube, and then it just was fun, you know? And then I was like, oh, I'm going to try this acrylic pouring thing. And I will. But my first couple acrylic pours, like, oh my gosh, so funny. Of course, like everybody else, I was like, I don't need Floetrol. And I tried with olive oil. I was like, what do I have in my kitchen? You know, olive oil did not work, guys. It just simply did not. Anyways, and then I went out and bought all the expensive tools and wasted tons of money and eventually just got it right. Yeah, what do I have in my kitchen? Yeah. So that's how that all started. And now the problem is I have more ideas than I could ever possibly create. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And yeah, time management is a huge thing. So that's good. I'm going to write that down. Time management. We're going to do a video on that coming up. Management. Because that's really, really important. Okay. Video on thumbnails, time management. Okay, good. I'm taking notes. So that's how it all started. So let's get back to our program here and our targets for getting more subscribers and more views, okay? So first, your posting schedule. You're going to post as often as you can. Second, keep your videos as short and to the point as possible. So third is your titles and descriptions and your thumbnails. Beefing those up a lot, okay? Fourth is your topics. So replicate most popular videos. Replicate other popular videos. Do videos related to trending subjects. And then also just get creative and have fun. Do something you've never seen anyone else do before. Like I did an acrylic pour from a ladder. That video, I mean, at the time that I posted it, that video did extremely well. If I were to take that down, or if I were to do a new one, it would probably do even better because it was something unique. I don't think anyone else has ever done that before. So go ahead, guys, and steal that. Just say, I saw this on Mixed Media. Anyways, honestly, I don't care. And now I'm doing an acrylic or a resin painting on a guitar, which is also just a unique idea that not too many people have done. So that's the other thing too, is just get crazy, creative, and unique with it. A couple weeks ago, I went to the dollar store with my husband, and we were having a really rough time financially. It was like right around Christmas time and whatnot, and I know I probably seem like I make stupid amounts of money, but I also donate stupid amounts of money to charity, and I invest stupid amounts of money into my business. So anyways, long story short, we were having a really hard time. making with money around Christmas. And so we went to the dollar store and I was like, okay, we're going to play a game. We're going to bring this up to the level of games instead of like feeling really down and sad and worried, right? And I'm going to spend $6 and I'm going to buy like the most unique things or whatever that I can find, things that would just seem like fun. And then I'm going to see how much money that I can make from that $6. And I haven't even finished all those video ideas yet. But let me tell you, so far it's like 20x. 20x the $6 that I've spent, and I haven't even used all those items yet. I was totally gonna do a champagne flute for New Year's, but I didn't get the chance. But yeah, anyways, I'm really happy that I did that because first of all, it got me thinking outside my box, my comfort zone, etc., and getting creative. And it also brought me out of my feeling like really down and whatnot. And then I made more money off of it. So, you know what I mean? Do fun things like that. Like just have fun. If you ever start to feel like you have a job, which I have had happen several times, yeah, champagne flute for Valentine's Day. It is gonna be done. But yeah, just take a step back and just remember why you're doing it. You know, your goals, and to have fun. Just have fun with it. Go crazy, get creative. You know what I mean? All right. So then the last thing I would say on this, I mean, because those are steps of doable targets right there. Like if anyone did literally the steps that I just said, your channel would grow a lot. Bye, Mary. The last thing I would say also that I did that was really successful is I'm constantly talking about my YouTube. Not in an annoying way, but I share with everyone. Okay? So I teach paint classes all around Los Angeles. So I'll tell people also, like, here's my card for my own personal art if you want to check it out. You know what I mean? My friends at my church, they're going to know that I have it and they're going to get my card. You know what I mean? Talking about, I'm going through the list here. Obviously, my family, I constantly remind them, hey, watch this video or check this out. On Facebook, I regularly post. Oh, no worries. Once again, not in an annoying way. And then if it's relevant, like go through the groups. There's so many acrylic pouring or different art groups on Facebook, okay? So go through those groups. Some of them have hundreds of thousands of followers, okay? There's artists trying to make a living creating art, right? Which is the most, like, ironic group because, like, no one in that group makes money, it seems like. Anyways, people ask questions like, hey, how do you ship art? Okay, so do a video on how to ship art and then post that link. Or how do you guys varnish your art? Do a video on that, post the link. You know what I mean? So sometimes I'll do that. I'll go through the different groups and I will answer questions that people have with videos. You know what I mean? And that's really effective. And then not only that, you're not annoying people, you're helping them. They asked a question, you have the answer, you have a video that can help them, here you go. Boom. You know what I mean? So I am fairly constantly talking about my YouTube channel and sharing with everyone, and it's like a no man left behind. Is that one person really going to make all the difference in the world? No, but they're going to make a difference. And that one person multiplied by 100 is going to make a difference. You know what I mean? So I just continuously share it and talk to everybody. And if there's ever an opportunity to, I share, how do you ship your vases? That's a great question. But I share my husband's channel or whatever, you know what I mean? How do you ship your vases? Ooh, I'll do a video on that. How to ship glass, let's say. To be perfectly honest, financially, for me, it's not worth it to ship the vases, so I generally don't. But I will do a video on it, and you can make your own mind up on that. I generally sell them in person at, like, art shows and whatnot that I do. But yeah, that is a really good video topic. And Carrie Ann, it probably was through some Facebook group, you know? If one does different hobbies, should you have several channels, or do you just say it's a documentary? That's a great question. If the hobbies link in together and have the same audience, then yes. If they have different audiences, then you would do different channels. So like this channel is the Business of Art, and then I have Mixed Media Girl. Those are two separate audiences, right? So one is people that like to watch art videos and maybe want to do it themselves, and the other one is people that actually want to make a business out of their art. If I put these videos on Mixed Media Girl's channel, people would get so annoyed and I'd probably get unsubscribers because people will be like, we don't care about growing a YouTube channel or social media. We came here to watch art. You know what I mean? So it depends on if they have the same audience. Now on Mixed Media Girl, I can do watercolor videos or acrylic pour videos or resin videos or mixed media videos. Those all have a fairly similar audience, so that works. I can do any art related videos really, and also I can do some videos about my life. And for some reason people like that. They like to know who I am and what I'm doing. So, you know, I can add those in there. I did like a video, a day in the life of Mixed Media Girl, where I just like went to Starbucks and the post office. I thought it was fun. Anyways, and people were interested for some reason, you know. So that's that audience. And then I have the Painter in You, which I consider has a different audience, and that's people that are interested in paint nights specifically. People that want to sit down with a group of friends or want to sit down and do a whole detailed painting step by step by step. You know what I mean? So I consider that a different audience, and I wouldn't put those on the Business of Art channel or Mixed Media Girl. So you have to kind of decide who your audience is. Now you have channels that if they get big enough, they can literally post whatever they want and their audience will watch it pretty much. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I hope that answered your question. Okay. How do you get more views on Instagram? That's a great question. The key thing is just posting frequently. Posting frequently and posting good photos. Instagram is very visually driven. So if your photos have bad lighting or whatnot, which is probably the most common problem, or not clear, then yeah. That's just my off the top of my head 2 tips. Post at least daily, if not more than once a day, and great photos. Have you found a way to test your audience, like what brings them to one channel or another? That's a great question. I'm not entirely sure that I 100% understand it, but I mean, you'll definitely through trial and error minimally see what works and what doesn't. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not totally sure I understand that. Oh, good, Tara Lee. Hi from Morocco. Videos, yes. Videos on Instagram as well. So I wouldn't necessarily flood your feed with videos because that's not actually the primary subject of Instagram. It's photos. But I'd say 1 a week or a few a week. And mind you, the videos on Instagram is like a minute or less. So you want to keep those to even like maybe 30 seconds and have something like really fun and interesting that someone's going to want to watch to get their attention off the like instantly, because Instagram's like pretty fast. So yeah, definitely videos I recommend. Recently had a bunch of family over and helped them do acrylic pours. That's so fun. Awesome. Yeah, do that too. Spend some time where you just have fun and you don't video everything. I have had that sometimes. I haven't figured out how to add more than 1 pic or add video on Instagram. Okay, well, we'll do a video on that. Let's do a video on Insta. But basically to the far right, there's a little button that looks like more than 1 square, like a pile of squares. You click on that to add multiple photos. Awesome, Carrie. That's really good to know. Okay, good. And Brittany, Tina can help you with that because Tina knows Instagram, not Facebook, but she knows Instagram. Okay, guys, I have to go eat lunch. Clara, if you actually go to the last to Mixed Media Girl, there's a video that I just posted, not the one yesterday, but the one the day before, where I showed everything on how I video. Should I divide to different channels, keep to one topic? Oh, hey, Crafting with Linda. Nope, I would keep those all on the same channel. That all should have pretty much the same market there. Lunch, it's 4 o'clock here. It's 2 p.m. here. I had a messed up morning, okay? I was supposed to be somewhere at 11 and I didn't get there. Anyways, it wasn't my fault. Okay, guys. So, yeah, go ahead and sit down and write out your goals, write out your programs to get to those goals, and then actually start doing all those steps. I have a nice list of future video ideas that we're going to be doing, and I'll add those to my current list. Let me know if you're watching this on the replay. Okay, let me know if you have any other questions or any other things that you would like gone over in a video, and I will add that to the list. And otherwise, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And I'll see you guys next time.